Welcome to the F with Finance, where we answer your financial questions. Gents, welcome. I've got a interesting one. The client is about to retire, and he asks, what's the biggest mistakes I can make when I'm in this timeline of my life? And then I read an interesting article. I actually went and Googled, so what's the biggest mistake? And someone said the other day, buying a restaurant is the biggest mistake.
100%. Never buy one.
Mistake, but these are more general mistakes that people make when close to retirement. I'm quickly gonna.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can think
Do you
of
have a
one.
mistake?
If you
Let me see.
retire, most people want to take everything to cash because this is all I've left. I can't risk to losing this.
That's number 4 and 1.
4 and 1. Okay.
Okay, so there's two questions. You cover two of them. So the first one, investing too aggressively. That's a mistake they make. Well, that's probably the restaurant thing, or they put it in.
Yeah.
Taking risk. I think just putting and not
Risk,
regulated
yeah.
investments. I think that's buying the restaurant.
Possibility losing your money. Yeah.
Yes. Underestimating real estate cost, meaning where they're going to stay. Relying too much on public benefits. Yeah, definitely in South Africa.
South Africa, salsa on the boys.
This is an international one. So, failing to understand income sources. We've heard that a lot. Like my company is my retirement. I'm going to sell my company for 10 million, but we first need a buyer for 10 million. So I think it's relying on other sources, or they've got a lot of property and they're going to just rent it out and my rental income will look after me. Very dangerous thing to do. Forgetting healthcare costs or increasing healthcare costs. Setting unrealistic return expectations.
Withdrawing too much?
Investing too conservatively.
Oh, that's
I think
one.
that was yours, number 4. Overestimating investment income. Underestimating how long I will live. And I think that's a big one. Underestimating how long I will live. And then lastly, or the biggest one, is underestimating the impact of inflation.
Yeah.
And that brings you to the point you mentioned, basically, is we've just spoken about this before, but we get a lot of people closer to retirement and then they just want to put everything in the money market, in cash. And then they get 6-7% return, but inflation is around about 6%. So then they withdraw money, so gradually they're going backwards, and then they run out of money. You still need to put your money into growth assets so that the money can grow over the
I
years.
think our grandfather, he got like a pension from a good pension when he just retired. And then what's nice about the government pension fund like GPF, you know the rest of your life you can get it and you get the increase as well. But that increase is 4 or 5%. But life, we know the inflation is 6%, but for most of us it's a lot more than that. In the beginning you could buy a new car, but in 10 years in retirement, you were struggling to get by, even with those increases. And I think that's a thing about inflation. So when you retire, you're rich, but then 10 years later, you can't
And
buy
yes,
anything.
100%, we look at CPI as inflation, but we know real inflation is when our medical costs grew by 10%.
10%.
Every year.
Woolies inflation.
Woolies
is about
inflation. Yeah, still buying at Woolies, maybe go to your local shop, right?
Yeah, I think something that's really scary for me with my retired clients is the medical aid costs. So we usually squash all debt, pay off the home, all that stuff. But then you see the medical aid premium, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 rand. Medical inflation is a huge problem in South Africa, and obviously that needs to be accounted for before retirement. So that's a big thing for me. And then obviously inflation is a huge problem.
So to counter that, just to wrap it up, you do need to invest in growth assets. But gents, we know it's theory, it's easy. In practice, when you sit in front of a retiree and their money actually went down with the markets 10%, they feel that they've lost it. It's not that easy to tell them, that's part of the markets. It's different when you're retiring. There's no more income coming.
Yeah, why should I eat the broccoli? I just want to eat the donut now. But it's to do those decisions now that one day you are healthy.
Again, why eat the broccoli when you can eat the donut?
Yeah, but it's a
sacrifice,
difficult thing to do now. But in the long run, it's better for you. But it's difficult with money when advisors no, we can't withdraw that much, we have to invest more aggressively, but we do it now that you can one day be financially fitter.
Yeah, you don't run out of money at the age of 70. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions regarding anything finance, drop a comment below.